Hi, gorgeous. This is episode number 27 with our amazing guest tuning in from France, Eric Béhanzin.
Hi, this is Eric Béhanzin. You're listening to Hot Sales with Christine Schlonsky. Enjoy.
I am so super excited to dive into this amazing episode today with our special guest, Eric Béhanzin from France, Paris, and I love Paris, but that's another story. And before we dive right in, I wanted to make sure you hop on over to christineschlonsky.com. You will find the podcast with all the episodes there, as well as the transcript, the show notes, all the resources that we are mentioning here. And you can sign up for the Success Library. This is my free membership where you get all my free content, and I highly, highly recommend the sales journaling prompts because they have helped me to shift my mindset and to double and triple my sales. So if you would be interested in doubling or tripling your sales and you want to use my strategies, hop on over and give it a try. So, as I mentioned, Eric is from France and he is a business coach who is specialized in explosive growth. And how do I know this? Well, he is an expert in sales of high-end products, and high-end, we are talking 5 to 7 figures. He made it from zero to more than 1.7 million euros in sales in only 12 months, and he exceeded the $5 million mark after 18 months. So obviously that is explosive business, and that's also the method he has created. Also, he is the author of an amazing book called 12 Days, and we will be talking about this in the interview with Eric. He is a musical producer and a vocal coach, and he was on The Voice of France. As a professional singer and multi-instrumentalist, which means he plays the piano, the bass, and the guitar, he is also an expert in stage expressions and has been on stage for over 15 years, and that's why his nickname is Mr. Certainty. I am so super excited to have Eric here with his amazing story, and I hope that you will be inspired, but not just a little bit. No, like explosive growth inspiration. Enjoy. So I'm so super excited to have you here today, Eric. Welcome to Hard Sales Podcast.
Thank you so much, Christine.
And I'm so super excited to share your story. Just had in a nutshell your bio, but there's so much more to that. And I'm just fascinated of what you have realized in your life and in your business. And as we heard, you're specialized on explosive growth, and
Yes.
you yourself have shown that to the world. And you seem so confident in making offers and selling. Was that always the case? Can you take us a little bit behind the scenes, like how this evolved?
Yes. Actually, before being an entrepreneur, I was a professional singer. So I was an artist. And for most artists, especially in France, we definitely have problem with money, with sales, with marketing and all that. So we're just almost allergic to money and all this stuff, that because we're artists and we don't care about this stuff because, and so it, at this moment for me, it was kind of hard. Of course I have some, problem, relationships with money, and so when I decided to create my first business, it was a music school. And at this moment, I was, just doing things just like just as I feel it. Nothing, I had no interest or nothing. I knew nothing about profits. about margin, about sales, about a spreadsheet and all this stuff. I was just doing things like that, and that's it. And we're going to see and find a way. And the really thing that I've understood later, I was not profitable. So
Mm.
I had to work hard and hard and hard for so many years. My first business was in 2005. So I struggled something like for 8 years without really knowing what I was doing. And at the moment, I was really sick and tired of, of being broke and, always struggling
Yeah.
to pay the rent and all this stuff. And at the moment, I began to invest myself in marketing, to being really better on that. And so I've been coached and begin to invest a lot of money at this moment. And I remember I had to invest 25,000 euros. And at this moment, for me, it was a lot because I only had 6,000 euros in the bank account. I'm talking about the professional bank account, not personal, professional. And so I gave everything. And so it was like a crazy decision, because when you have 6,000 in the bank account and you commit to pay 25,000 for a 3-day workshop with a guy you don't really know, marketing coach that you see in France, you're like, okay. I did that because I was so sick and tired of my results, and I said, okay, there is something that I don't know, and so because of that, I take this decision and I bet on the future. So it was not a logic, decision. Like, no, it was more like coming from my gut. And at this moment, I was so upset and so sad about all the level of life I had before. So I wanted to change that once for all. So this is why I took this decision. And after that, I really understood that it's the decision that changed me, not the fact that I've been coached by this guy and, and I've been doing this for 2 years and invest more money and I begin to have my first results. But the real thing that when I began to invest in myself, it's like I took myself seriously. Like, okay, right now, this is what I deserve. And this is the thing that really changed for me, because from this moment, I begin to understand the power of not only knowledge, but changing your mindset about money, changing your mindset about yourself and what you really, really want in your life. So I did that for years and years, for maybe yes, something like, 3 years.
Yeah.
And so after that I met one of my actual mentor, JT Fox, in 2016, and something really changed, because even if I had more success in my business, it was still not, I was still under 100,000, so it was not that great. And when I met JT Fox, I finally understood that there was a piece missing, and I had this piece. And at this moment, 1 year after, my business really began to explode. And so at this moment before, because I had this background of an artist, it was very hard for me to move and to change from that to have the success that I have right now. So I will talk about it maybe more in detail later. And this is why right now I really want to encourage people to change what they think about what they deserve in terms of money, in terms of financial and sales, and tell them, okay, so make sure that your relationship with money when you begin a business or when you are in business, that is not, bad, because if you're not good at that, you're going to have problems and you won't be able to receive a lot of money. And for me, that's one of the points that really changed me, to be able to receive a lot.
Yeah. And your story is so mind blowing. And, just not to brag, but just to show people what's possible. So
Yeah.
basically, you went from broke, as you
Mm-hmm.
said earlier, like making
Yeah. Yeah.
ends meet,
Mm-hmm.
to
To
what?
5.2 million to 5.2 million dollars. And
So,
so I created my new business. We did that for something like 18 months,
yeah.
not more. So it was
So
from
in
0 to
18
5.2.
months, you basically
Yeah.
you changed your business model
Yeah.
and you understood that investing in yourself, changing your relationship to money, to
Mm-hmm.
receiving,
Yeah.
and still staying in your heart. You know, you didn't
Sure.
become like this sleazy, pushy, salesy
Mm-hmm.
person that so many people are afraid that they need to become that in order to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're still this nice guy, but now you have a strategy in place and you
Yes. Yes.
know that you are such an important component, maybe even the most important component
Yeah.
to make that happen. And all of a sudden, within 18 months, well, with everything built up before,
Mm-hmm.
you hit the $5.2 million mark,
Dollars. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
And yeah. And the real, I would say the number one thing is to be able to understand what is my value. And
Yeah.
what I learned is not first, of course, you should be able to receive a lot of money. But the other thing is, okay, what is my value? And of course, I always wanted to keep my integrity. So I asked myself, okay, what is the biggest gift I could, give to my client? And so I had to search in myself. Okay, so I decided to change my ideal client. I created a new business, decided to do business coaching based off what I've learned for years and years and years as an entrepreneur. And I decided to, okay, so first I'm gonna change the thing, and step number one, maximize the profits. That means first, I'm going to sell high tickets, high deals. And the first price was, at this moment, 35,000 euros, not
Yeah.
dollars, not euros at this moment. So without VAT, of course. So that means that for the client, and there's one thing that one of my coach told me. He said, okay, so I know that it could be a lot of money, but my question is, how many clients do you need when you sell 35,000? And this question really changed me. Like, oh my God, how many clients with 35,000 just to live? Yes, just to live, pay your rent, your bills, and, eat and all this stuff. How much? Maybe one, maybe two. Okay, I can say free just to make sure, but not more. And he told me, okay, so how many do you think that you can't find free clients in 1 year? So of course I can find free clients in 1 year at 35,000. Of course, I feel that it's not going to be easy, but of course I can do that. So he said, okay, so let's go for it. And so I decided to go for it. And what happened is that the first month I talked about it, but the first month I had zero sale.
Hmm.
Second month, zero sale. Third month, zero sale. And I know that a lot of people will give up at this moment. Say, okay, it's not
Yeah.
working. It's too much money. I don't deserve it, or people don't believe it. And I went through all of that, but I still, kept on doing it. And I'm gonna find my first client. I know that I have a massive value that I can give to my clients. So I will find. And the first client that I had who told me, okay, yes, let's go for it. I was so happy and say, okay, just send me the contract and we will be fine. But I had no contract at this moment because I was just selling something that I didn't create before. So I spent the whole day, asking all my clients, entrepreneurs, and there is one of my entrepreneurs who are more specialized in contracts and all this stuff. Okay, send me some. And so I sent the contract to this client who told me, yes, let's go for it. And what happened at this moment, I didn't know that the next week after that, he would cancel. I
Ouch.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
But because he told me yes, I had the confidence that, okay, somebody told me yes, so it's possible. But
Yeah.
it's not, it's just a yes. It's not a contract signed. There's no money in the bank account. But for me at this moment, okay, so I did it once. So now I can do another one. And so what happened, I had another appointment. And this one, I really closed him. So I really had the money on the bank account. So when the other canceled, it was okay because I really had the second one. And what happened that really transformed me when I saw the money in the bank account. And I literally took a screenshot of it, sent to my friends and say, oh, yes, I had my first clients. And with the VAT, it was 42,000. And so I sent it, wow, it's possible.
Yes.
Something really changed at this moment because it's not just a yes, it's just something in your bank account. The money is yours and somebody trusted you on that. So right now you have to deliver what you promised. But you just have to focus on that. Don't care about the rest. Don't care about the money. Don't care. Because right now your only focus is about delivering what you promised. I said, oh, wow. So I did that. And it was an amazing moment, an amazing journey with this client. And what happened after that, I had another client and another one and another one and another one. Because when you did the first one, you need your first, high ticket sale, there's something that, unlock in your head, unlock in your mindset.
Yeah.
So right now, your confidence changed, your trust in yourself changed. And so right now, you know that it's possible. So you do it with, with courage and with, really great confidence. And so after that, I have my other clients. And then I went on my journey of my 12 days journey.
Yeah. Before we dive into that,
Yeah.
let's just take it a step back because people might say, well, okay, so he went 3 months without a client. In the
Mm-hmm.
fourth month, somebody said yes. And then magically, there was another person that said yes and that actually signed and transferred the money.
Yeah.
What did you do? Like, what did it take to go that time, putting in everything you had, like the hard work, the belief in yourself? Like, what did it take to make that deal happen?
A lot of persistence because when you go to a new business model, you create a new offer with new clients that you don't know if it's going to work, you have to believe in something that does not exist.
Yes.
And for a lot of people, it's so weird. Like and this is how I tell that to my client, to the client I coach. I tell them, okay, there is a huge difference between the reality that you live and the truth. The truth is who you really are. The reality is what you live. And there is a massive difference between both. It's not because you don't have the results right now that you deserve that you are not this amazing person, is this amazing entrepreneur. And so in myself, I had, there was this fight between both, between what I want, what I know that I am, and what I live. And so at the moment, you have to be able to claim who you really are above what you live to make sure that at the moment you really live what you are, who you are, and so receive what you want. So you have to do both. This is why I said, because of course there's a lot of people who use and they talk about what they call the law of attraction. And I prefer to talk about the law of massive action, because it's not just about, because even if you doubt, go with your doubt. Even if you have fears, go with your fears, because if you stay there and spend too much time just asking yourself, hey, do I deserve it, or I am sure, oh, it's not perfect, and so on, there is no action. And the real difference between life and death is action. It's all about that. It's movement. So you have to move and move and move. And when you move, life gives you what you want. Life gives you what you really ask. And when I say ask, in a way that you ask with your actions, not just about thinking about it. It's about taking actions. And the thing is, when you take action, somebody tells you, okay, so I don't understand your offer, or somebody says, uh, okay, so what authority do you have? Or somebody asks you, okay, what is your credibility, and all this stuff. So at the moment, you have to refine and refine your pitch, and refine your pitch again, and refine your pitch. So before, for years, I was shy. But at this moment, I began to go to networking events just to connect to people, just to pitch to them, and to find a client. So I had to, get out of myself, get out of my comfort zone. And so go to somebody and go to somebody else and go to somebody else. And I did that for 3 months, and go to events and go to seminars and go to VIP seminars and meet the high paying clients to make sure that I'm going to find the right persons. So yes, it was really, it of course it was difficult. It was difficult because you believe it's something that does not exist and that you don't see yet. And, but of course you have to stay focused on that and never, 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 ever let go.
Yeah, that is such a beautiful advice. So do you know approximately like how many people you had to actually talk to and make that offer till that one person said yes?
I would say maybe between, it's kind of approximate, maybe 50 or 60%,
Yeah,
something like that. Maybe more, but
yeah,
literally, a lot of people, because I
yeah.
did a lot of events and a lot of places, and a lot of people, say, okay, why not? And somebody tells you, oh no, I don't have the money, or you don't give the price first, and then you sell, and when it's ready to close, you give the price. The person is angry about you. This is what really happened to me. The person was angry because she told me that I don't have the money for that. Why didn't you tell me before? And from that moment, I decided to say, okay, so right now I'm going to talk about the price as quick as possible, because I will show that I will diffuse the bomb. And right now, when I say to people, okay, so we have a coaching group, it's 35,000 a year, and there is 4 immersion of 3 days. Okay, so I'm just so, a relax, because right now I don't have to push, because the person already knows what it's about. So there is no surprise anymore. And of course, and right now I've got bigger prices, 150 or 1 million. And so this is, right now I have no complex about talking about money right now. So this is why it's easier. But at this moment, I have to talk to a lot of people, and again, and refine my pitch and do that, and refine my pitch and do that, refine my pitch. So I had to create a technique to have a 30-second pitch to convince somebody, to persuade somebody literally in 30 seconds. So I created like a little blueprint, personal blueprint, to make sure that people just get it. Oh, wow, you do that? It's really interesting. Can you talk to me more about that? And so I have to find something. And this is the things that I've not only invented, but I taught to my clients to help them sell to. And at the moment, they saw that, yes, it's working. So the thing is that the good thing, there's a lot of people that tell you no, you finally, you have to understand, okay, so I had to get out of my shoes and put it in somebody else's shoes and tell me, what's the big problem? What is the number one question? And the thing is, when you live it, they just tell you. If they don't believe it, or they don't understand, or they don't want it, or they are not interested, and at the moment you finally understand who is your ideal client. And so I had to go to the market, and I just created an ideal client in my mind, but the market gave me somebody else. The market gave me another ideal client, and a lot of people began to come to me, and I was thinking about a guy, maybe he's 45, and the people who came to me, they were like 32. So it was totally different. So you have another understanding of the market. So for me right now, it's really important to sell first, then deliver, then sell, then deliver, then sell, then deliver, even the product is not ready. Because when you sell, and when I say sell, I'm talking about to pitch, to sell, and close the deal. When you sell, and you in direct relationship with your client. So you know exactly what is the problem, what do they want, what do they need, and what do they want more than anything they don't have right now. And so when you know that, and you really know what motivates them, I'm not talking about their brain, I'm talking about their gut, something really prevent them from sleeping and all this stuff. So at this moment, you have the understanding of what they really want. And then, okay, so I can give that to you. So yes, in the chapter 6 of my book, 12 Days, I talk about that. I literally just rewrote a whole script, a whole stage script between you and your client, your client, what you have to say. And some of my clients, they really make money. So one of my clients, we did a 3-day immersion, and she makes 68.8 thousand euros just by using the script. And she was literally reading the book with their client on the phone. So it was crazy. So yes, that's good to do that. When you don't have the fear of rejection, that's good to do that, because I had a lot of problems to close before. So
yeah, and we dive right into that a little bit deeper in a moment. Just for people to know, though, so you wrote a book. It's
yes,
called 12 Days.
yeah,
and people can have a look at www.12days.co to check that out. And yeah, definitely make sure you listen into the next interview, because Eric and I, we're going to go deeper on the book and all the success secrets, so that you can take ideas and implement them in your business to get a higher level of success. Thank you so much for being here, Eric, and talk to you soon.
Thank you so much, Christine. Bye-bye.
I just love this conversation with Eric about the value, about how you can step up, how you really can change your internal setting to go for the big success, to not fear the big success, but to embrace it. And I am super excited to have him back for the next episode. So make sure you tune on in, and best would be just to subscribe. And if you want it, leave a review. And also make sure that you check out the transcript, the show notes, and all the resources we talked about at christineschlonski.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this beautiful world, and bye for now.